The fight with the fish at the end of the camera is not particularly exciting, so we'll skip that. Typically, it's the smaller and more careless fish that take the lure behind the camera. It also seems apparent that most of the fish that attack for real have made up their minds before closing in. They swim up and make a resolute attack. Even over shallow water and a sandy bottom, we find a small school of aggressive sea trout. The same pattern. A small school of trout approach and immediately attack the lure with great resolve. The trout attack from the side and the hook doesn't connect at all. Here it simply catches the line across its jaws. By coincidence, the hook makes a connection. This fish approaches from behind and takes the lure, and is immediately hooked. Here is an exception. This sea trout follows the lure over a long distance before finally attacking the lure. I will try and convey some of the general experiences I've gained from the many hours of recording obtained when fishing the camera in front of lure and flies. I've fished many different locations, so these are not local experiences. One would think that the sound from the lure spooks the fish, but I've never observed this. On the contrary, they sometimes seem attracted by the sound. One would think that the sound from the lure spooks the fish, but I've never observed this. On the contrary, they sometimes seem attracted by the sound, even on a mirror-calm surface. This is a good example. I've cast to a fish I spotted on several occasions, and almost always seen a school of sea trout on the camera afterwards. Generally, the sea trout seem to appear in schools, but there are, of course, exceptions where I've seen solitary fish. In some cases, I've covered the same school of sea trout with several casts, and it's always clear that the lure sparks the most interest the first time it passes the school. Interest always declines noticeably in the second cast, and in the third cast, the fish are no longer interested.